Welcome to the daily market outlook. We are about to check the chart and see what the market is offering us today. To start off, we are looking at what the DXY for our direction. So on the DXY on the weekly time frame, we are heading for these highs, which I believe is our target. So when we go down to the lower time frames, like the daily for instance, we can see that we are approaching those highs at the moment. Currently, we can see that we've had our first break of structure. Then we saw what price move from a low to our left. We went to the highs. We have what built liquidity at the side, induced buyers, and we sold off. So it has what built liquidity. So from here, I believe we can see what some longs moves back to these highs. Currently, for today's price action, what we can see is that we have this line which I've drawn on chart. This line is a line this is the line we are respecting currently, and I believe we can take it out. It looks like we have taken it out, but it is being respected. At the moment, when we go to the 1 hour time frame, what we can see is that price has caused this break of structure at this point, and I believe we can see what a bit of sell off back to this low maybe. Then from there we can see what I'll move back to the highs or maybe to this high. So to this direction for the DXY, I would say I am bullish to this high. So I'll be expecting this to happen. So for gold, starting with the weekly time frame, what we can see is that what we have mitigated the zone and we want this low to go, but we are looking for an inducement. Currently, gold is somehow tricky. On the daily time frame, what we can see is that what we have mitigated the zone. We've seen price move to the upside. From there, we can see what this sell off. We've mitigated this low, but we have taken out this low also. We are mitigating this low. So currently what we are looking for is the inducement of sellers. Then we see the shorts move back to the lows. But you can see that at this point, these highs over here, talking about this high and this high, we can see that people are selling price action. So right now, what I would like to see is a trap of these sellers, then an inducement of buyers. Then we can see the sell move back to the lows, just like the DXY. But if you flip it, you are going to understand it, because gold is the USD is the main direction, and USD is the second pair at gold side. So it's just like USD when you flip it. So on EURUSD, starting with the weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame, what you can see is that we've mitigated the zone. From there, that's caused us to sell off. We are mitigating this zone to the left, and from there we've seen price move to the upside and cause a break of structure. So right now we should just keep in mind our bullishness on the DXY. So we expect EURUSD to be bearish because the DXY is bullish. It is a confluence, not the final verdict. So with this price action, what we would like to see is an inducement, because we have this break of structure which is indicating that sellers are in the moves after this break of structure. So we are looking for an inducement of buyers. Then we can see the move to the downside. EURUSD is quite not that clear, but we should see something maybe after this high goes. Then maybe we can frame out whether we could short back to the lows, maybe take out this low, because because we could see price do this, maybe a retracement. We don't know whether it is going to come forward our entry or come and take our house B or take our stop loss. So that would be the trade idea. This could be your target. On GBPUSD starting with the weekly time frame, what we can see is that what we are respecting this liquidity. We've seen what this sell-off, we've seen this move to the upside, but we mitigated this zone. We induced buyers. We are now what building liquidity at this low. From there, what we can expect is what price to take it out. After taking out this low, we've seen what price move to the upside. We've seen price move to the upside, and we are expecting it to what have a continuation back to the lows. So we would like to see what GBPUSD would sell back to the lows. At the moment, I can see that we can see that what we have trapped these people, or let me say the sellers, and we have what induced buyers. We can see that what we are heading for the lows. You can see I have my target over here. So currently I'll be looking for what an inducement. Then we can what frame the shots. At the moment, there are many places where GBPUSD can go. I can't be too specific because price action has to tell me the direction. So maybe this high could cause it, or we could see what a deeper pullback. Then we can what look for the shots back to the low. But right now, there's nothing I see on GBPUSD that is what's significant. If you go to AUDUSD, starting with what their weekly time frame, what we can see is that we are respecting the side and we are what heading for the slow. Currently with AUDUSD, I'm expecting what higher price action to take out this high induced buyers, and then we would see their continuation back to the lows. If we head on to the daily time frame, what we can see is that price has mitigated as we see in the sell-off. It has caused what a breakout structure, and I'm expecting it to what reach the highs. So if we go on the daily time, on the 4-hour time frame, what we can see is that after taking out this high, we've seen the sell-off cause a breakout structure. We have mitigated this zone. We could probably see what a move to the downside, which would induce sellers. Then we can see the long move back to the high. But we should be what vigilant on AUDUSD that we could see an entry, and when it comes, we should be ready to what take the entry. If price spikes this high, we would wait for what a retracement to trap early sellers, early buyers. Then we can join the continuation back to the highs. On USDCAD starting with the weekly time frame, what we can see is that what we've respected this low move to the upside. So jumping to the 4-hour, we can see that from that high after taking out this low, we've seen what price come to this low. We have mitigated the zone, we move to the upside. Right now we're expecting some sells, but we shouldn't be too aggressive with it. We should wait for price to give us a clear direction, then we can sell back to this low. So for USDJPY, as you can see, I have my target over here. Not going to do too much. You can see we're taking out weekly high, and I'm just expecting price to come down a little bit. Then we can see the move to the upside. USDJPY is kind of risky for me at the moment because it's too bullish. If it wants to go, I'm going to allow it to go because these are scenarios which I don't trade. I would like to see what this logo. So maybe if you have a sell-off from here, I will join what the long move back to the highs. So that'll be all for today's daily market outlook. Have a good day. Tomorrow would be live. Tomorrow will be live around 12 UTC. Catch you tomorrow. Goodbye.